answer a few of the frequently asked questions which almost everybody has before you start off with the training. Okay, generally, the first question which almost everyone has that how much time does it take to learn Selenium? Right. Look, to learn this tool, it will just take you maybe 3 weeks. Okay, but to learn it to a level where you can go and clear an interview or you can work on a project. Okay, you can be at a par with a person maybe who has 2 years of experience. It takes minimum, I say, 10 weeks. Okay, it is not a simple thing, honestly, but it is not something which is tough as well. Okay, Selenium is something which is little vast, right? I'll tell you why it is vast in some time. Okay, but don't have the expectation that right, even after the training immediately you'll be ready or something. No, you will have to give a lot of time into practice as well. Okay, so next thing is that should I be knowing any programming language? Well, yes, this is Selenium with Java. If you have the knowledge of Java, then that is great. Okay, if you don't have, then I will be teaching you the concepts of Java and Selenium parallelly. Okay, if you're a kind of person who has never done programming, okay, if you have no programming experience, not even C or any other language, then we don't recommend that you should join the course directly. Okay, you get the access to our videos first, watch them, get some background in Java or something, give yourself some time, and then you just pay the remaining fees and you can upgrade and you can join the training. Okay, so because Java is the backbone. All right, and it's not that you can do away with Java, and sometimes people say that fine, without Java I can learn Selenium. No, that's not possible. Okay, and moreover, if you learn Java, then learning many other tools it becomes easy. For example, you have to learn API testing using a tool. There are other tools for API testing like Rest Assured, or you have to use SOAP UI. Okay, then it becomes really easy to understand these tools. Or you want to learn Appium. Appium is for a mobile app automation. It can automate mobile apps. Okay, also the browsers on mobile. Okay, so understanding these tools, it really becomes really easy because you get a background of programming, you get that knack. Fine. So this is the thing, and the third thing which uh, JMeter has little bit of Java. Okay, not it's not fully Java. It's more of a UI based and scripting thing. Okay, now JMeter never uses as much Java as we use in Selenium or API testing or something. Okay, so another question which is asked generally by people is that do you cover some project or something in the training? Yes, look, this training is almost for 30 hours, in which nearly 15 hours we will learn the concepts, and 15 hours we will actually go for a project. Okay, a project is nothing but end to end, you can say, which is end to end. Okay, which means that fine, you a client comes to you and he gives you around 5,000 test cases, right? And he tells you that fine, go and automate them. So which approach will you actually apply? How will you go and automate those 5,000 test cases? How will you approach those 5,000 test cases? Because the client has got a lot of requirements that when you are running these test cases, he needs proper reports. He wants the data to be managed properly. Okay, right. If you change the data, then the same scripts which you are writing in automation should be running with the changed data, right? So there are a lot of things which are involved over here. Okay, so how do we do that? Okay, so that's the thing. That's why I told you here is where Selenium becomes a little vast. Okay, if you talk about Selenium, then if you want to learn it, the first thing which we learn is Java, and then we learn about Selenium commands. Okay, look, Selenium as a tool is something which will only help you interact with the browsers. Okay, right. Like for example, I'll just draw a diagram over here. Just a minute. Look, Selenium will not help you write test cases. Okay, although it's a tool, but Selenium has got nothing which will help you build tests or something. Selenium is just a tool which will help you interact with the browsers. That's it. Okay, so what happens is that when, say, a client gives 5,000 test cases to automate. Look, I'm talking about this in the first class so that you have a very good idea that what you are going for and what we'll actually be doing. Right. So when a client he comes and he gives you 5,000 test cases, then maybe you write some Selenium scripts over here, test cases, right? And you need to run those test cases one after another. Okay, but apart from that, you would want that your data, your data should be read from some external files like Excel file, properties file, or maybe some JSON files or database. So you have to bring the data and you have to feed the data to the test cases. All right, in these are the automation script test cases, right? Now, apart from this, you want some reports, right? Reports, as in you can say HTML reports, okay, which have proper logs. What do you mean by logs? Um, Logs means that what happened at every moment in the test case should be logged inside the reports. Okay, sometimes the script takes, say, maybe 3 hours to execute, but what happened in 3 hours to every test case that should come in the reports. You should always have screenshots of the errors. Okay, or maybe not the errors, maybe you want screenshots of different pages of the application in the reports, right? And you want to connect the whole system to maybe Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid is something which helps you to run the test cases parallelly in order to save time. Okay, or you want to connect it to Jenkins. Right. So to manage all these things, what will you do? Because this in blue box, I'm drawing a blue box over here. Uh, just a minute. Yeah, this is Selenium. Selenium will only interact on a browser. You can write a Selenium command to click on a browser, to type in a browser, to maybe open the browser, to navigate in the browser. Okay, so to actually have this thing implemented, we have a centralized framework. Okay, this is known as test-ng, or sometimes people also use JUnit or Cucumber BDD. Okay, what these tools they do is that they feed the data into the tests. Okay, they generate reports and all. They help you integrate with Jenkins, Grid. If you don't know what Jenkins is, don't worry. Okay, so Selenium is just in the blue box, right? Selenium will even not help you generate reports or manage data or something. So it is not just about learning Selenium in this course. Okay, so how we will be going forward is that in the course, we will start with first Java. Okay, Then we will learn about Selenium commands, that what are the different commands in Selenium, and we will learn about those, right? Then we will learn about TestNG, Maven. Okay, so these are different tools, quite easy. Okay, but you will come to know that what these things are exactly gradually, right? So this is the way we'll go about, and then we will take up a end-to-end framework. Okay, and we'll build a framework in such a way that it can be incorporated with any project. All right. Now, you might find the first lecture a little theoretical from my side, but there are few things which you should know. Okay, there are things you should know, that where you are falling towards and what you are going to do. Okay, now when a client comes and says that fine, go and automate these test cases, or your team is deciding whether we should be automating this or not. Okay, this is the major decision, is whether you should be automating or not. This is also a biggest decision in a project, that is automation possible. Okay, you cannot just get up and automate any particular application. Look, if there is a manual test case, okay, say for example, a very simple test, like you have to go and order food on a food application, on a food website or something like that. So it'll just take you, say, maybe 5 minutes to test it to test it manually. Okay, but when you build the automation script for the same, maybe it'll take you 8 hours to build the script. So a scenario which can take just 5 minutes to test manually, when you build the automation script, end-to-end script, which will generate reports and all everything, it might take you a lot of development time. Okay, and after building, it will not be stable, because it's in the end it's a software, it's a piece of code. Okay, when you gradually run it 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, you will find bugs in your own script, and you will gradually stabilize it. Okay, and and then it will start running quickly. The problem happens is that when the application changes, when the requirements changes, when the requirements they change. So if the application is not stable and it is frequently changing, then it becomes it becomes very tough to change the scripts, the automation scripts. Although you can try hard from your side that maybe if the application changes, then my scripts should actually not change. So that is possible to a certain level. But if the application is unstable, sometimes these days I have seen that in Agile, people start building scripts, and they also fall into trouble because of that, because automation as a concept, as a tool, or automation tools were rather built for functional testing on stable applications. Okay, applications which are stable, you just have to run those tests manually every week or something, thinking that fine, there is no bug. You also know, everybody knows, but still you have to simply go and test it. Okay, so that was the phase for which automation was built. But gradually these days a misconception has come up, or whatever it is. Okay, people start using automation on new applications. So new applications are subjected to change, and they will change a lot, and they themselves, they are not stable. Okay, so as per my personal knowledge, you cannot just build automation scripts on these particular uh, applications. Right. Now let's talk about Selenium as an automation tool. Okay. If you talk about Selenium, then the official website of Selenium, if I open Firefox, Anybody having any questions, you can feel free to ask me. Okay, you will also get the recordings of these sessions. Fine. So you go to,
Ashish, I have a question.
yeah,
So if you are not able to automate it on rebuild the scripts in the agile environment, so what will is the remedy for that? Like we need to, I mean, application might be continuously changing, and we have to
yeah,
build the scripts, and we have to put in the continuous pipeline, CI/CD pipelines as well. So how will we
I
mitigate that?
understand that. Look, the problem is that, if the application is not stable, you'll have to constantly change the scripts.
Correct.
And changing is not easy because I told you a scenario which takes 5 minutes for manual testing might take you 8 hours. So there is no option, but you'll just have to sit down and keep on changing the scripts. So that is what the first question was, that is automation possible on this particular website, on this particular application or not? That is the question, that are you ready to take the headache of changing the scripts every time in agile, or not just agile, that suppose just when the development of the project is going on, or you need to may wait till the point the development is over and the project is stable. Okay.
Can't we build the scripts such that like we can just adapt to the new pages? Something
We
is changed in
do
the
we
page.
do build
Yeah,
the scripts in such a way that even if the application changes, we have to do some minimum changes.
correct.
But again, sometimes it changes drastically, so you just can't do. You can't just say that fine, I'll just tweak it a little bit or something. You'll have to change everything.
Right.
So that's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi Ashish,
Yes.
Sohail here. Just
Yes.
one question. Whatever knowledge that we are going to gain here, can we apply the same to the Salesforce applications?
You can apply it on any application.
Okay,
Any application. Okay, so that's why told you that we will be building an end-to-end framework over here, which will which can be applied to any application.
okay.
Okay.
So there's nothing apart from this that we need to learn in order to automate the Salesforce applications, because I'm going to specifically concentrate on that for Salesforce because my projects in office, so they are all going to be on Salesforce. So that's the reason I'm asking.
No, you don't have to do anything else. Don't worry.
Okay,
You'll understand.
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. So fine. If anybody else has any questions, you can ask me. Right. So this is the official website of Selenium. The first line is Selenium automates browsers. It is only for web automation, not for desktop based applications. Okay. And if you go to the download section, so these are the versions of Selenium which are available. Look, Selenium, it has evolved with time. Selenium initial version was RC way back in 2007, Selenium RC. Then gradually Selenium WebDriver came in 2011, version 1, 2, 3, and now fourth version is there. So version 4 of Selenium is in the alpha phase. It is unstable. Okay. The last stable version of Selenium was 3.141.59. If you are starting a project today, a company project, you can use this version. Don't use the alpha version. If you are learning, just for learning purpose, you can use the alpha, the latest one. Okay. As far as difference between these two are concerned, there are hardly any differences for a beginner. Okay, some commands have changed the way they do the same thing in 3.141.59, a little different way they do in the other version. There are no differences as such. Okay, so in this training, I'll be using this one, 4.0 alpha, right? And if you scroll down on this web page, you will see Java written over here. So Selenium is available in different languages. Okay, and you will see something known as API docs mentioned. You click on this. This is the documentation of Selenium, which for understanding which you need to understand the concepts of object-oriented programming. Okay, Selenium supports all the major browsers. Okay, so you don't have to worry. Fine. Now, building automation scripts, as I was talking about over here, that is it possible to automate the project or not? Right, taking it a little further. Fine. When we write scripts, when we build scripts, okay, or when we do this training, okay, we will be writing scripts in such a way that they can be not, I don't use the word changed, but they can be, mm, you know, they have the elasticity to accommodate the changing client requirements. Like for example, I'll just tell you, I give this example to everyone, that suppose you have a client who has a online reservation system for hotels. Like for example, you have a very famous website in uh, like booking.com. Right. Suppose a client comes to you and he has a website like booking.com. So this is a website which can book flights or hotels for you, and he wants you to, automate this website for you. Okay. So maybe he will tell you that fine, I have got these three things. That is, you make a new reservation, you have to automate this process. Okay. Now the new reservation involves that you go and search for city. Okay, you put your city name over here, you put the check-in, check-out, and you search. Okay, you enter your dates, you enter the city plus enter the dates, you search, you select a hotel, right? And in the hotel you select a room, right? And then you add the guest details that, these are I'm just explaining you theoretically right now. Okay, that you add the guest details and specify that fine, this is the name of the guest and all, and you make the say payment in the end. So he says that fine, this is a simple test case. Okay, you have to automate this, and in the end, you also have to uh, check the email or forget about the last step, right? Hold on. So you say that fine, you go and write a simple JavaScript. Okay, what you do is that for this new reservation, you simply go and write the script. Okay, so script does everything, that it goes and enters the city and date, search, select hotel, select room, guest details, and it does the payment in the end. Fine. Now the clientele comes and tells you that this is the first phase. Okay, after some time, the client comes and tells you that fine, you can search by city, or you can directly search by the hotel name as well. Okay, and he tells you that fine, we are adding a discount coupon this time. That if I give the discount coupon to a client, or to my customer, okay, he should be able to apply the discount coupon. Now you open your script and you read the script that fine, you never had the provisioning of any discount. So what you do is that you add some discount code over here. And over here you also add something for a search city. Now changing script is very tough than building it. Okay, I'm telling you from experience. So this change you will take a lot of time to implement and again stabilize the whole thing. Okay, now again the client comes and tells you that fine, while making the payment, okay, guest can decide whether he has to pay with a credit card or he can also pay with say Google Pay. So you were not ready for this. Okay, although the application was stable, but in past 3 to 4 months, there were changes in the application, and you had made the script, the automation script, in such a way that when the payment had to happen, you just had a simple code. Now you never had the facility for Google Pay or something. And moreover, the client says that if it's a credit card, you have to test all the types of cards, Visa card, MasterCard, okay, Discovery. So this becomes tough. Okay, so anyways, you add the changes over here in the payment for Google Pay or credit card or something. Okay, and you also apply the discount coupon on that. In the next phase, the client comes and he tells you that fine, we have now two systems that the guest can pay online. If he is not paying online, he can just simply book the hotel and he can come at the hotel and make the payment. That is, he can pay at hotel rather than doing the transaction online. So the code right now is complicated. It becomes more complicated wherein before giving the discount, you will have to check that what type of payment it is, whether the guest is going to pay at the hotel or he's paying online. Right. So gradually your code becomes so complex that you yourself are afraid of it. Okay, that what is going to come next, and I don't know how I'm going to modify my scripts. This is the reality. This is what happens on ground with most of the projects. Okay, and that is why there are two things. The first thing is that is automation possible? Second is that how to build the scripts in such a way that even the requirements which are not there with you today, but they might be there with you tomorrow. Okay, how to incorporate those requirements. When you make a software, when you make something, you don't make it for today, you make it for maybe down the line 5 years or 6 years. Okay, so you have to incorporate all these things. And to learn, that's why I told you to learn it to a level, this level, it will take you minimum 10 weeks. Sometimes people also take 15 weeks or something. Okay, if you just want to learn this tool, fine. 3 weeks are more than enough. Okay, so fine. So this was the initial time of the training where I wanted to tell you a few things theoretically. Okay. Anybody with any questions? We'll start off with basics and Java right now. Anything you can ask me. Right. So the first thing is downloading Java in Selenium. Java is the backbone. Okay. When you download Java, you can download Java 8. Okay, download JDK 8. JDK 8 is very stable. Okay, Selenium best works with JDK 8. That's what I've observed. And it is so stable that it is supported till 2030. Okay, so you don't have to worry because the latest version of Java is already, although it's 14, but JDK 8 is the most famous in the market and lot of companies use it. All right. So you go over here and you download JDK 8 for your OS, like for Mac or Windows 64. Right, you can download, simply install JDK and just open a command prompt and type in Java. Okay, it's taking a little while, so it will tell you the information. Right, make sure it is Java 8. Right, now if this is working, Then the next thing is downloading Eclipse. We'll be using Eclipse for the training. Okay, it's an editor. Almost everybody would have it on their PCs. Okay, but still, I'll just tell you, you can go to download Eclipse, eclipse.org, and you can download any version. Okay, you can download the latest version from here. Okay, and once you have downloaded Eclipse, configured it, right, you can start it. Okay, just a minute, let me close this. Just a minute, it is hanged. It's right. Yeah, I'll open my Eclipse. Okay, you just go to the exe, start it. So in the beginning, it'll ask you for the path to your workspace. Okay, I'll tell you what it is. So basically, we'll start off with Java today. Okay, the concepts of object-oriented programming, they are very, very important. Without the concepts of OOPS, you cannot move ahead, right? So, but you don't need to, people say that fine, how much Java do I need? You need Java, but there are many concepts in core Java which you don't need. Okay. So anyways, this is the path of the workspace. You just write December 2020, right? So this is the path where I'll be storing all your code in the training and all everything, right? Hold on. So whatever I told you right now, okay, this is what the major thing is, that with the changing client requirements, how do you change the scripts easily? Okay, right. So, and you saw yourself that how tough would it had been in this scenario, that if the script is ready, then how tough it is to just simply change it. Because out here for this scenario, maybe you write 1000 lines of codes, and to read those 1000 lines of code after writing them and understanding what's happening everywhere so that you can change it, it is really tough. Okay, and out here, yep. So this is Eclipse. This is the welcome screen. You close the welcome screen. Fine. And I'll make a new project, a simple Java project. Call it day one. Fine. So this is the Java project. This is the source folder where we'll be storing the code and all. If you right click on this project, you will get a lot of options. Right. We will be using these options gradually. Maybe you are a person who already knows these things, but there are people in the training who are not clearly knowing these things. So I'll cater to everyone. Okay. So out here you have the properties option in the end. Okay. If you go to the properties option, you will see so many, uh, options out here. Okay. This is the path or the location of the project. Okay, this is the workspace location. If you click on this arrow, it will open on the hard drive as well. So it is under the workspace which we made. Okay, now if you open the project, there'll be different folders, out of which only source folder is available or visible inside Eclipse. Fine. Source folder is the one in which we type in all the code and all everything. Okay. There is a dot project file, which basically means it's an Eclipse project. Okay, you don't delete these files. All right. Now out here in the source folder, I'll just make a new class, a new Java file known as basics.java with the main function. So every programming language, almost every language has a main function. Okay, hold on. I'll go to the preferences and appearance. I'll just increase the font size. Hold on. All right. So I think it will be much better now. Right. So this is the main function in which the control comes up when you execute the program. Okay, I'm assuming you know basics that what is the basic command to type something in Java? It is system.out.println. Okay, this is the command to type something. If you have to run this program, you can click on this run button. Okay, when you click on the run button, it will just print hello there. This is the button. Right. Now I'm assuming you know basics, that at least you know what integers are. Okay, every programming language has these things. You know what string is. Okay, it can hold info alphabetic characters. Right. And Boolean types. Boolean is something which will hold false or true. Okay. So these are the basic data types and all which we'll be using. I'm assuming you know what if statements are, what for loops are, because I want to concentrate on object-oriented programming. Okay, these are the things which are there in almost every language, every programming language. Fine. Now, why do we need oops? Okay, why do we need object-oriented programming? Because in Selenium, everything is inbuilt. Okay, I'll just tell you. For example, if I just go and print, if I write new date over here, now what is this command? New date. Okay, what did I do with it? Right. Um, Forget about that. Okay, if I just run this code, it prints the current date, time, time zone, everything. So I never had to do the hard work to calculate the date, time, time zone, everything. So this command was inbuilt inside Java. Okay, Java gives you a set of some jar files. This is JRE system library in your project. Okay, is nothing but Java which you installed on your system. Okay, it is associated with this project and it's got nothing but certain jar files. Okay, so jars are pre-compiled libraries. Okay, jars are some things which have got, you can say, pre-built classes inside them which we can use in in uh, in Java right now. Okay, so this date class is somewhere inside these jar files and the command is inbuilt. I am just using it. Similarly, when you learn Selenium, okay, when you go to the official website of Selenium, go to the downloads link. So you click on the download alpha over here, alpha download. Okay, this one. So you will get the latest version of Selenium and you can download this. Okay, and just a minute. I can keep it out here. So they have a new version actually. So okay, I already had it. Yeah. So this is the alpha 7 version, right? And if you open it, you will have certain set of jar files. These jars have to be added in your Eclipse to make your project Selenium enabled. Okay, there is no exe for Selenium, nothing, but there are pre-compiled jar files, and in the lib folder also you will see many other jar files. So all you need to do is that to make your project Selenium enabled, you just need to copy this path and right click, go to the properties, okay, and go to Java build path. All right, and you click on the libraries section. Fine, there will be under Java build path, there will be a lot of sections. You click on library section, click on add external jars. When you click on this, you go to the location where you had the jars, select all the jars which are there. Okay, exclude lib, add them, and also add the jars which are there inside the lib. Okay, so you add all the dependencies, and in your project, once you have added, okay, you will have the section reference libraries generated. Okay, under this, you will be able to see all the projects, all the not the projects, all the jars and all. So that's it. Selenium is now enabled for this project. Okay, and you can write basic Selenium commands and all. So that is the thing. Everything in Selenium is inbuilt. Okay, for example, if I just give a simple Selenium command, and what is this command and how do we actually write this? I'll tell I'll come over to these things later on, but if I just give this command and run the program, you will see that. Hold on, just hold on. It's running. You see that a browser has opened. Okay, it's a blank Chrome browser. It takes a little while to initialize. Okay, this code crashed. There are some things which I need to change actually. Okay, but it is that just by writing this simple command, I was able to start the browser at least. And although it crashed because of other reasons which I'll fix later on. In your case, this command will not work. Okay, if you try to write it directly. But the motive behind this was to tell you that for every browser, okay, there are inbuilt commands in Selenium which you can use and automate those browsers. Okay, so nothing is like it's not a rocket science. It's just that there are 10, 15, 20 different commands which you have to learn, and that's it. Selenium is over. But how do we use those commands in the project? You see Firefox browser opened over here. Okay, how do we use those commands in a project with to solve the real-time problems which I discussed with you over here? Okay, so we will first learn Selenium and those commands, and then we will come over to these issues as well. Okay, now before I start off with Selenium and rather object-oriented programming, there is one important thing which I need to tell you, and that is debugging. As a beginner, when you're writing scripts, you get errors. And when you get errors, you really don't know what to do with them or how do you solve them. Because suppose if you write 20 line code and something goes wrong, and you really don't know where what is happening. Okay, over there debugging comes into play. Okay, for example, I write a for loop over here for int j equals to 0, j less than, or j equals to 0, j less than 5, j plus plus. Okay, and I write over here int k equals to I into j, and I print the value of k. So this is my I equated to 100. So I am basically simulating over here 100 cross 0, 100 cross 1, 100 cross 2, 100 cross 3 because j is going to increment. So in Eclipse, they have a very good feature of debugging. I can put breakpoints. Say I put a breakpoint on line number 10. This is very important. This will help you a lot and save a lot of your time. Okay, so when you put a breakpoint in front of this line and you run the script, you click on this debug button on the top left side. Okay, when you click on this and you click on switch button, the code will stop on this particular line. You will see that the color of line is green. So that means the script has stopped on this line and you hit F6 of the keyboard, then this particular line will be executed. You see that it prints hello there. And on the right side, you will see a variables section where you can see the values of your runtime variables. I'll tell you, I'll tell you gradually that what it means. Okay, so if I hit F6 of the keyboard again, see I comes over here, the value of I is 100. Okay, if you move the mouse over I, you can also see the value over here. Okay, hit F6 again, then a new variable S comes in the code and the value is learning Selenium, and moving the mouse over S also tells you the value. So you keep on hitting F6, the code runs line by line. You see it prints the date and now it starts the loop. Prints the value of k as 0 because I was 0. Now you see j was 0, j is 0. After first execution, if I hit F6, the value of, okay, I by mistake wrote I plus plus. So the value of I incremented to 101. Anyways, so you see that this is how this whole thing you can also run it, plus you can check the values of your variables on the right side of the execution. Okay, so this is, and you can stop over here from the terminate button if you want to stop in between. If you are running in debugging mode and you really don't want to debug anymore and you just want to move ahead, you click on F8. If you click F8, it will run normally and end. Okay, it should be J++. Otherwise the loop will not finish. Right. So F6 is for line by line execution and F8 is for regular execution. Okay, if you double click on this line again, the breakpoint will go away. If you double click, it will come. You can put multiple breakpoints. See, I have put one breakpoint on this line, one breakpoint on this line. Okay, and if I run it, see it stops on this line. If I'll hit F6, it will run line by line. If I'll hit F8, it will run regularly, and but there was a breakpoint somewhere after this breakpoint, so it stopped over there. Sometimes you have got 1000 line code, so you make multiple breakpoints in the code to check if the control is coming from one breakpoint to another. If the control was not coming over here, then that means there was some issue between the lines which are between the 10th line and the 16th line. So you gradually debug the whole system like this. Okay, right. So we have and you if you have to move back to the original view, you can click on this small icon open perspective and select the Java perspective and you'll switch back to the same view. Okay. Another thing is that sometimes this is just one Java file. Okay. I'm just telling you a few things about Eclipse because people they do get confused at times. All right. If I make a simple file like print name and in which I just go and print my name, for example. So there is this, I can open the files from here. Okay, there is these small arrows over here, two arrows, link with editor. Okay, if you click on these, always make sure that these are clicked. So that if you click on these, what will happen is that whichever Java file you are opening over here will get highlighted on the left side package explorer. You see, I'm changing my Java files, they are getting highlighted. This way, you don't get confused. Otherwise, there is a utter confusion that where is the Java file on the project explorer which I have opened over here. Always keep this clicked. Okay. Sometimes people close this console by mistake, or they close this package explorer by mistake, and they really are not sure how to get it back. Okay. To get these things back, you can go to Window, Show View, Console. Console will come back. Window, Show View, Package Explorer. So Explorer comes back. Fine. So I hope you got my point. Okay, these are simple things, very simple, but if you don't know them, it really causes problems. Fine. Now the next thing is concepts of object-oriented programming. That how do you create objects and how do you use with Selenium? We have configured Selenium. I'll take that in tomorrow's class. Okay. Anybody with any questions from today's class? Anybody? Any question?
Hi Ashish, Sohail here.
Yeah.
Ashish, I have two questions. Like I already have Java and Selenium installed, but the thing is that like as we discussed that for Java version 8 is more stable and it is more compatible. But I have already installed Java 11 on my system. So will I have to uninstall that and install Java
No, no,
8
if you
again?
have installed Java 11, that's fine. Just keep on working with it. Not a problem.
And and again with Selenium, I already have the stable version that is 3.141. So will I have to keep that or I'll have to use the
You
alpha
can
one which you just
use
said?
any version 3.x or 4.7 or 4.0. Hardly any changes are there. You will
Okay,
yourself realize all the commands are same,
okay. So I
almost
can
same.
keep it as it is.
Yeah,
Okay, thanks.
thanks. Right. So anyone with any
Hi,
questions? Yeah.
hi, Ashish. Tushar here. So Ashish, I had a couple of questions. One was about the grid that you told in the beginning of this session that it is used to test simultaneously. So
Hmm.
it is like the multiple test cases would be tested in one go, or what? Like in a
Look, in
fraction.
grid, we have got parallel systems. Okay, I'll teach you in the training. You have one system connected to maybe 10 systems. And if you have 1000 test cases, you can distribute those test cases in those 10 systems automatically so that just to save time, you can run them on 10 different systems. So at a time, 10 test cases would be running. Okay. So grid is nothing but a distributed environment in which multiple machines are involved and you can distribute your test cases on those machines. It's configuration, it's not coding, nothing. It's very easy. It is all about configuration.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay, Ashish, is that okay, Sahir? Can I take? Can I ask
yeah,
the
please,
question?
please, please, Vamsi.
Yeah,
Please go ahead.
yeah. The thing is, Ashish, I have already installed the Java, but it is showing as Java SE14. Is that okay? I mean, I'm
No,
not
no,
sure.
it should be Java 8, 1.8.
Java SE1.8. Okay.
Okay, just check your PC once. Okay, you can change the version of Java if you have different versions. You can go to the properties, go to libraries, and under libraries you will have Java. You can remove it from here, and then you can go to add library, GRE system library over
Okay.
here,
Okay.
and you can select the version of Java which you want. Okay, in
Okay.
my PC only one version is there, default 1.8.
Okay. Yeah. And one more question. It's a generic question. Like, just I need to plan the things. Look, do we have the Christmas break period that
Yeah,
week?
we'll decide on that. Okay, after the trial classes, when the actual classes start, we'll
Okay.
see what to do, what break we can do for, and how we can go forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine, Ashish. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I think someone is asking question on chat.
Ashish, I have a question.
Yeah,
This is related to the Teams application actually. Now that we have it open and I can see your screen also, but at the down below, we have the toolbar also coming up wherein we can mute and unmute and the videos and all those options.
yeah.
So can we just move that particular toolbar on the top? So, because what happens is it hides the console bar actually. Like when you were showing us the Eclipse, so I wasn't able to clearly see what was coming on the console pane. So can I move this? Because I tried multiple times, I'm not able to move it outside or move it up. So is there any option to do that so that I can clearly
Look,
see
I
what is
need
coming in
to
the console?
check it out because I'm not sure about this
Okay.
because I also just
Uh,
started using Teams lately.
I don't think like I'm not able to like you can minimize it only when you put this mouse on the screen you'll see that. Otherwise, it won't be there.
Okay, but for me, actually, it is, it's there always. So even I was thinking that because it works the same in WebEx also, that only when I move the mouse, it should come up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was trying to see where are the settings also wherein I could make the change. So let me see, let me just explore the Teams application. I'll find it somewhere.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vansi.
Yeah.
I have a quick question, Ashish.
Yes.
Okay, so this one, because you're not going over the previous the loops and the arrays, I actually needed some extra exercises to refresh my knowledge of
Just
the.
have a look at the pre-recorded sessions in that everything is covered.
Okay, do you provide any slides for that extra practice for those different topics?
It's not like we have slides.
Mhm.
Okay. So, um,
Basically, coding
we
examples
have
that I need to.
videos. We have videos. You can look at the pre-recorded videos. We have those videos.
Yeah, I understand that. But do you provide any coding examples or some coding exercises that I should do? Do you
It
have
is
any
there in your account. When you log in, you will see the exercises under those modules.
under those modules? Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Ashish, Pankaj here. Just one quick question. From where I'll get the today's recording?
We'll mail you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, uh, all right then. Fine, guys. Yep. Thank you. I'll mail you the recordings and the invitation for tomorrow as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Bye.
Rajesh.
Thank you, Ashish.
Bye.
Bye.
ठीक है,